everybody, Grizzly Pig here, welcome to today's episode. This is kind of a big one today because I've been meaning to try this one out for quite some time. We are of course dual wielding the Bloodhound's Fang, so it's not possible to do this on your first playthrough because you can only get one of these per playthrough, albeit they are very easy to get very early on, so it's a very accessible build for anyone who is in their new game plus, and this is quite possibly the heaviest damage build I have used so far. It is absolutely crazy. It has bleed on it. There's a couple of other things we're using to make this hit as hard as it does, but it's a very simple build on the whole. It's a jump attack build, and as you can see from that one hit on Morgott there, if we are to land 6 very clean jump attacks, we'd probably kill him. But of course sometimes you get glancing blows and stuff like that. This build works for absolutely anything. It doesn't matter how big, how small, how quick or how slow the boss is, you can make this work. There is a bit of technique involved in making sure you get the connection, but you can see here we're wearing the white mask, ignore the golden scarab of course, and the raptor's black feathers. Now they're really important for this because the chest piece, the raptor's black feathers, that increases jump attack damage, and in conjunction with the jump attack talisman, it's absolutely going to be crazy getting extra damage there through that. The white mask scales our bleed damage up, so for bosses that are immune to bleed, like this one here, the full-grown Fallingstar beast, you can actually swap out the helmet and go for something a bit more tanky. But you see, I haven't actually done that here. I've just forgotten to take it off. It doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal if you can make the fight happen anyway. So where to target lock and where not to. On bosses like this, where they're quite big and they're quite mobile, you might want to consider just not target locking and then taking your opportunity to jump in and free camera where you can. Gargoyle's a great example of another instance in which you choose to go free camera. Don't worry if you don't have the chest piece or the helmet as well though, because this still works really good if you are just going for some like tanky armor to boost your survivability. And you are going to be able to do that with this build, and the reason I say that is because you need a lot of stamina for this build, so you're going to be putting a lot of points into endurance, which raises your equip load. That means we're not getting the most out of our potential max equip load here because we are using the helmet and the chest, which are not very heavy pieces at all. They are there purely for damage. And on the subject of stamina as well, of course I cannot recommend enough you take talismans that increase your stamina. So you want to use the green turtle talisman as well to increase your stamina regeneration. So there's basically 2 talisman slots that you can fill just with that purpose in mind. And then the last slot for your talismans, of course you've got the jump attack talisman there I mentioned earlier. Your last slot is a flex slot. I recommend using Millicent's hand to get extra damage output there, or Radagon's Saw Seal. That one I kind of feel drops off later on when you're higher level though, because a main component of it is it gives you extra stat points which you just might not really need when you're higher level. And of course this paired with it making you take more damage, it might make you want to decide to just take something else instead. But you can also use damage negation talisman as well, or anything that's situation. Say you're at Moog and you want to negate his curse, whatever you fancy. You also even could use a seal and put Bloodflame weapon on your right hand Bloodhound Fang if you want to go really crazy with the build, but that requires putting extra points into other stats that we don't really need. But if you're in a position where you're actually got lots of levels, then maybe it's not such a big deal to you. I don't like doing it personally just because you have to change one of your weapons out, use the Bloodflame weapon and then scroll the other weapon back into your build again. I much prefer just smacking my wondrous physic and then getting stuck into the fight. So we're nearly done with this guy, and you can see that with some opponents here, because our weapon does so much damage anyway, it doesn't hurt to just play really safe and then just get the big hit in when you know you can land it. And this boss can really be a pain in the backside for anyone who is running a more squishy build, because he does hit quite hard. But there you go, even against enemies that are out and out immune to bleed, you can see it is also a very viable build. Now you're going to get a relative example of just how powerful dual wielding these weapons are. We're at Juno here and he absolutely does not stand a chance. Invasion type enemies just like this, just target lock them, jump in, go ultra aggressive, and they will not last. Simply because they in general don't tend to have that much HP. So we got the fire giant done as well. We need to do this in order to obviously progress, but I won't bore you with the whole footage. So here you go, we got him down and he was also very easy. No target locking, just free aiming there. So now we head over to the real test, Maliketh, of course. So if you can take out Maliketh, there's usually not much you can't do with the build. It is a very tough fight, and of course don't forget we're on New Game +1 here. In his clergyman form we get plenty of chances to punish and quite simply jump over his stuff as well, and you're going to find that we really don't even need to hit him that much, like 4 or 5 times, and then we forced him into his second phase right there. So this is the annoying part. Sometimes you're going to get him jumping in the air and just throwing down red arcs at you, like 5 of them in a row or whatever. Very unlucky, but aside from that, you've got a really big window of opportunity to just get in his face and deal big damage. As you see here with his sword, while he's doing this swing, most of the time, he's not going to be able to hit you if you're right up in front of him. So just get right in his grill. He's going to swing his sword past you while you are just punishing the hell out of him. So I'm getting myself into a spot of bother right here. I'm just rolling against the pillar, panicking, and this was nearly a failed attempt because of that, as you see. The pillars are your friend. Use them to line of sight and rest up. And here we are. This is just unbelievable how much damage we are doing to this guy. In spite of our little hiccups there, we were able to get him down relatively easily. So now we got him down, we're not going to head over to the Erd Tree straight away. We're going to take a little break and take out some other bosses here and there. Radahn is going to be one of those, so let's go over there and take him out right now. And I think he's going to be pretty much a cakewalk. If we can do Maliketh that easily, then Radahn is going to be extremely easy, in spite of all the mistakes obviously I'm going to make here as well. And I believe that this build is so good that if you play it perfectly and you land all of your hits and you don't get hit by him, I think you could probably cheese him, rushing so much damage on him that he cannot go into his dive bomb meteorite animation, which triggers usually at 50% HP roughly. You can see I actually did die on this. This is the second attempt, because in the dive bomb animation I actually soaked that like a complete idiot. And yeah, it one-hit me. I used to think that this boss was so super hard that it was just simply not possible without using the summons that are given to you in the desert here, but really it's not that tough at all. And he is an optional boss. You don't really need to do him unless you really want your mimic tier, of course, because once we take him out, he's going to open up a part of the underground map. He makes a giant crater in the ground which leaves an opening for us to go down there and get our mimics here. Not that we're using that in this playthrough, I just want to do him to see how this build performs on him. And again, it's pretty much just a case of getting those big hits in where we can for mega burst damage. Well, there you have it guys, the Bloodhound's Fang dual wielding has not failed to impress. I'm sure you'll agree right there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please like, subscribe and leave a comment, and I will see you guys next time.